group message for June 27th of the year 2021. The last Sunday of this month, which is the month that splits the year in half. We've been through 6 months of 2021 already, and we're looking forward to 6 more months to complete this year. We are the Hispanic Presbyterian Church of Paterson, New Jersey. I am Maria Santa, your lay pastor.
And I am Natalia Cruz, your youth group leader. Now, my mom just said we are la Iglesia Presbiteriana Hispana de Paterson. And that reminded me, I am an educator in Paterson, and we want to talk about the year that we just finished. This past week, and maybe even the week before for some of you in Catholic school or private school or charter school, we finished the school year. And it was a school year at that. It was, I think, the hardest school year we've been through. Some of us did go back in person. Some of us, like myself, stayed fully remote on the computer for 180 days. And it was tough, but we did it.
You all did it. And you know, there are many lessons that we can walk away from a year like this one. It has been a year that brought a lot of changes, brought about different ways of learning and teaching.
Yes.
It's a year that has taught us what is it that we miss about being in school and being with others. For the adults, the same lessons, right? Adults that were working from home now value maybe the work that they do from home more than having to get in a car and drive to go to an office or to go to do the work on site at the places that they would work. Some people are welcoming the fact that they can work from home. They don't have to go in traffic and, you know, spend hours driving back and forth. It is a year that has taught us a lot. Now, the school year ended, and you did it. You completed it very successfully, I might say,
Yes.
because some of you have graduated. You're celebrating either your high school graduation or your moving up ceremony from the 8th grade into high school, or from preschool into kinder into first. So there's a lot of you that are still probably celebrating because yesterday and in the past few days, you have received a diploma or a certificate that says that you have completed this stage in your education and you're moving on to the next. And I would like us to think about what are the things that got us through this year? What are some of the things that helped you to stay with it, to stick with it, to do what you did to complete a school year that was like no other? For the adults, I say the same. As a church, we're thinking about that. Look at the year we have had as a church, right? We haven't gathered. We haven't had our social fellowship activities that we're used to having in church. Our outings, our church picnic, our get-togethers for coffee,
Movies,
the celebrations for the Mother's Day, the Women's Day, the Father's Day. None of that.
Christmas, all of it.
None of it, right? So all those things that we took for granted, that we enjoyed, we didn't have. Does that mean that we will never have them again? No. Things are changing and evolving. Does this mean that you will now have to have virtual learning in your life forever? Maybe.
I hope not.
Maybe there's a component of education that will always have a virtual process in it.
Right.
There maybe is a component in worship that may have a virtual process in it as we move into our new normal. But I want you to take a moment and look back at the year that you have completed and look at those things that helped you through it. Who were the people that were there for you when you needed that push to sit at that computer day after day to do your work? What were those things that you did for yourself to help you get out of bed in the morning and do the same thing over and over
Those were important.
How did you get over those days when you were like, I've had it.
I don't want to do it anymore.
I can't do another virtual lesson. I can't take this. But still you did it. And there are two words that Natalia used when we were talking about the type of year that we had and how you did it. And those were patience and persistence. Two things that I assure you will take you far in life if you apply them in everything that you do. And because we have to connect everything that we do to the Word of God, to the lessons that Jesus has taught us, those two words, you can find them reflected in hundreds of stories in the Bible.
So many.
So many stories.
I just always remember that, the saying, patience is a virtue. So patience can be a very difficult thing to acquire, to get, and then use and have, right? Patience is being able to wait something out or wait until something you need or want happens. And that can be hard because it can be difficult because you could be seeing other people getting the things that they want and the things that you want or have done faster. Being patient is hard because waiting is hard, right? And this year of virtual learning, as an educator, I've had to be patient with my students learning a new way to learn using the computer. Remember, I teach 3-year-olds, they're little. How to mute themselves, how to log on. I had to be patient with my families and understanding with my families. I had to be patient with myself because I was learning how to teach in a new way. Learning how to teach through technology, making videos, creating videos, editing them. And that takes patience and time. So patience is a big word.
And I am going to share with you a brief, quick little story of how patience made all the difference in a person's life that comes from the Bible. There was this man named Jairus, and Jairus had a daughter who was ill, about to die. And as Jesus is walking amongst a multitude of people, this man, who had a very high position in the synagogue, ran up to Jesus, dropped to his feet, and begged him to go to his house, place his hands on his daughter so she could be healed. And Jairus was probably waiting for Jesus to do this right away because he knew that it was a child, that his daughter, who was just 12 years old, needed to be saved. She was an innocent kid who had this illness and she was about to die. So he was sure of two things: that Jesus had the power to do it and that he would do it right away. But Jesus doesn't do it right away. First, Jesus takes care of a woman who was there, who had touched Jesus's robe, just the border of his robe, and had been healed from an illness that she had carried in her body for 12 years. And Jesus stops and talks to this woman after he heals her, listens to her story, asks her questions. The woman goes on and on.
I would be desperate by that point.
Jairus is waiting for Jesus to just move on and take care of his daughter. But he had to be patient. And in being patient, he was rewarded, because Jesus did heal his daughter. Not only did he heal her, when they get to his house, his daughter had already died. And Jesus brought her back from the death. Now, where is the learning behind all of this? The patience that Jairus had helped him strengthen his faith and his belief in Jesus. Jesus delayed his blessing and had him watch someone else be blessed, someone else receive what they were asking for, so that Jairus would believe that his blessing too would come. And so sometimes when we are impatient and we want to hurry our blessing, we miss important steps along the way. We end up sometimes missing our faith. And so I remind you that patience is very, very important, and that having to wait for something you've asked God, doesn't mean you're not going to get it. It will come. God is working on it, but it will come at the right time. And sometimes God is preparing you to receive that blessing because you're not ready. Sometimes God even removes things and obstacles around your life, takes people out of your life in order to bless you. And we must allow him to do that and be patient with that process. And that other word is persistence. To persist.
Be persistent, which many of us are. Persistence is when you keep at it. You keep doing it and doing it and doing it until you get it right, or until it's done, or until it's complete. You are persistent. I look for persistence in my students. Can they complete that puzzle? Do they keep trying and turning the pieces? Are they persistent enough to keep working at it until they got it right?
Persistence is not giving up. And
Basically.
It's so easy to give up.
Very.
This past year, because it was a year of change and difficulty and challenges, I am sure that all of us came to a moment where we wanted to give up. I can tell you that there was a moment that for me, I was asking, oh my goodness, as a pastor, can I continue to do just virtual services and record and put these recordings on a YouTube channel? That is not how we're used to worshiping. Can I continue to do this? And the answer was yes. I can continue to do it. God wants us to continue to do it. He has provided everything we have needed to continue to do it and to be successful at it. And so persistence is something that we have to work at. It doesn't come easy. I often talk to grown-ups who want to give up on a situation, on a person, on something that they're trying to solve because they're so tired of dealing with it that they're ready to quit, to give up. But sometimes we can't. Sometimes we have to be brave enough to recognize too when we're trying to push a situation too much. And God is giving us signs along the way and making it harder for us. And those are the signs. He's giving you signs that are telling you in your heart, this is not the door. But we insist on opening that door. We must listen to those signs. But we must persist in those things that are good for us, like our faith, like your careers, your studies, your education. There are things that we should never give up on. We should never give up on ourselves, becoming better and stronger every day, pursuing our dreams and our goals. So those two words are two words that we have to think about this week. And if you find that you need a little bit more patience and that you're not persistent enough, make a goal for yourself to become better and stronger at those two things. Adults need to work on those two things too. Yes. It's very easy to lose our patience, but think about what happens when you lose it. Then you have to deal with the consequences of your reaction because you lost your patience. Right. When you lose persistency, when you don't persist, then you may miss out on great opportunities or on solving a problem or on helping someone else. So think about those two words this week, and we take this opportunity to congratulate you for having completed the most challenging year that we have all had. You've completed it. You are done. You are now in your summer vacation, summertime. Rest, relax. We will soon be back in church every Sunday. We are going to start adding some Sundays as things continue to evolve.
So exciting.
And soon we will meet together to be able to celebrate in person all those achievements that you all had and to talk about all those things that make it harder for us this year. We must talk about our feelings and the things that really upset us in a year that really shook us all up and changed our lives. And so, we leave you until next Sunday. We wish you a great week, a first week of vacation, that you may enjoy it and plan some good things for the summer. And until we see each other again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand. Take care. We love you. God bless you.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.